Tough choice with Kazeem, Rahman. Would you rather? Tough choice. Only be able to wipe your tough choice by scooting around on the carpet. Tough choice. Tough choice.
What kind of carpet is it? If it's alpaca, give me the carpet.
Welcome back, guys. This is Tough Choice. I am your host, Kazeem, Rahman, on the hot seat today. This is his first time on the podcast.
I've never been out of the village before.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Keenan Baker. How you doing, Keenan?
Man, what's going on? I love this, man. This is a great.
We have a lot of sound effects.
Yeah.
It's very good. This is episode 328.
320.
328.
Shh.
Yeah, around
Can I cuss
there.
on here too?
Yeah, cuss all you want.
Okay.
Yeah. We're not clean yet. When we get sponsors, you'll know. Because I'll be like, everybody stay clean. Doritos said don't cuss.
I'm with that. I get it. Get that bread, baby.
Hey, man. So, yeah, this is how we do it here. Keenan, are you ready for this?
Absolutely. Let's get
Guys, you know how we do here. We don't really waste any time. The game is tough choice. You must pick between the two choices. You must explain yourself. You get one pass, you get one pause. And at the end, of course, we have our final choice.
Let it begin. Let it begin.
Now, Keenan, it is time for our constant choice.
Constant.
Everyone in the month gets the same first question. Now, Keenan, you're the last person to get this question of this month.
Okay.
So we have some rules already set, but this is still a very difficult would you rather question. We did change it in the beginning of the month because people complained, but that's neither here nor there. Would you rather live in a house that travels to a new location in the U.S. every month, or have a car that only goes 20 miles an hour be your only transportation?
Shit.
That's hard.
I gotta go with that. I gotta go with the house.
The house.
Yeah, man. Because I just hate slow drivers in general.
Okay.
And if let's say I gotta do an out of town gig that I have to drive to, I can't fly to.
Yes.
Is it?
No. It's your only transportation. You can't.
Oh, I can't do anything.
We will be fair. In the last episode, that question did come up.
Yeah.
If you need to fly, if it's past how far is LA to San Diego? If it's LA to San Diego, you have to drive.
Oh.
If it's LA to Phoenix, then you can fly to Phoenix, but after that, magically your car will transport and it'll only go 20 miles an hour.
I have to drive anywhere in Phoenix at 20
Anywhere
miles.
within Phoenix will be 20 miles an hour. So we'll be fair. If you have to go to Seattle, we're not going to ruin your life, but when you get to Seattle, you will get a car that can only go 20 miles an hour.
And I can't take no other public trans.
No.
Nobody else can drive me.
Your only mode of transportation.
Oh, they're the house, bro. Are you kidding me?
The problem with the house, just remember, it travels to a new location in the U.S. every month.
Randomly.
You do not pick the location.
Oh, shit.
This is harder than you think. Welcome to Tough Choice. Can you, because we're both married, will our wives be okay with 1 month being in Los Angeles? Cool.
Mm.
The next month being in Miami? Cool. The next month being in Bartlesville, Oklahoma? Right? It is a city. We'll be fair. It's a city. You're not going to get dropped in the boonies.
Okay.
But it is a city, and not every city is the best city.
Here's the thing. If I'm adding my wife to this scenario now,
Yes.
it's 100% the house. My wife is all about travel. She doesn't even care where we go. She just wants to see a new place. So in that, whatever place you just said, what did you say? You said
Bartlesville.
Bartlesville?
I'm saying that because when I was young, they sent me there.
Wait, because you got in trouble or something?
There's this. No. For my job. I said
Okay.
I said it wrong.
They sent me there
Listen, I killed a man and they sent me there to recoup. No.
Right.
For a job. There's a Phillips 66.
Yeah.
That oil company is in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. So they sent me there. That was back in the day when I was traveling.
And you said only for a month.
For a month. Yeah. So if you don't like a city, 30 days.
A month is not going to hurt me.
A month is okay. Go ahead. A month is gonna hurt you. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Why do y'all think? Okay, I'm gonna
give you my reasoning.
Only because I know my luck.
Okay.
All right. So I just in my head, I'm thinking it's gonna be Los Angeles, cool. Miami, cool. New York, amazing. Right. Then you get dropped in El Paso. Then
horrible place.
You get dropped in. I like El Paso.
I hate El Paso. Go ahead.
Okay, El Paso.
People
sucks.
are great though.
There we go. That's what I was saying.
Got you.
El Paso is trash.
Yeah.
The people, Amazing.
Love 'em.
Dropped in El Paso. Then you get dropped in Lubbock for some reason. Then you get dropped in the middle. I don't even know a city in Arkansas.
Yeah.
A city in Arkansas.
Little Rock.
Then a city in South Dakota. And you're just like city after city, like 4 cities, 4 months go by, and you're not even in like a cool place.
Well,
Respectfully.
here's the thing. Our brains are wired differently.
Okay.
I'm a worst case scenario thinker. As soon as this is picked, I'm thinking of the smallest and most little. Like before you said you're not gonna drop us off in the boonies, I'm thinking the boonies.
Yes.
So I'm thinking that. So if you're dropping us off at every, or at least these states' major cities, or
Not
at
a
least,
major city, a city.
it's a city in general, but at least
a
there's
proper city with a grocery store, with a this, with that,
Got
with a
you.
gas station, with like people.
my brain goes worst case. So I'm thinking that already. I'm not thinking LA or Miami, or I'm not thinking New York. I'm not thinking any of those cities at first. If I get a Miami, I'm like, whoo, we lucked up. But also too, for me personally, I'm a military brat.
Oh, did you travel a lot?
Yeah, we had to move around a lot. So
Damn.
I didn't necessarily have
So
to move
you're used
around.
to this already.
Yeah, I didn't have to move around to a whole bunch of states, but a whole bunch of cities, and it sucked. I had to learn how to make new friends everywhere I fucking went, and I hated that
Yeah.
shit. But then it became the norm to me.
Yeah.
And there was one point in time we were gonna have to move to Okinawa, Japan. And it didn't end up happening, but it was like we were on the brink of like, all right, shit is about to hit the fan, kind of start packing up, we about to move to Okinawa. And I was like, man, this is, but I remember one of my friends had moved out there from the military. So I was like, all right, well, I'd meet up with him or something like that.
Yeah.
So from this standpoint, slow driving, you got to understand something. Like I'm shaking. Like
the face you just made when you said slow driving.
Bro, so I'm scarred. My grandmother one time had to come out and take care of us when we were like, probably like 8 or 9 years old.
Okay.
And when she came out here, she only was driving 20 miles an hour, like legit.
Okay.
And I wanted to strangle my grandmother. I was just like, Grandma, I'm gonna be late to school. And she was just like, they can go around. I'm gonna get there when I get there. It's about safety, son. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
you're just driving fucking slow.
Yeah.
And so now
You're right. There is a difference, because I'm a safe driver, but I'm not a slow driver.
Exactly.
I'm more of a defensive driver where
Yes.
it's like, listen, if you want to get in front of me, get in front of me. I'm not about to die just because you are late,
Yep.
right?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Same way.
So yeah, there are slow drivers, and then there are safe drivers, and your grandma was a very slow driver.
And so for now, how I do more driving than anything. So for
Yes.
me to have to get around the city or go to a comedy show, now I got to leave. And I usually leave early anyway. I'm, like I said, in the military, being a military brat, if a show's at 8 o'clock, unless I'm just like, oh, I'm going up last, I'm probably going to get there 10 to 15 minutes early for each show. I might sit in my car until the show starts, but
Yeah.
I'm normally in the area already.
Yeah.
Now I got to leave. If I got a show 45 minutes away or with traffic,
Yeah.
like I
2 hours.
gotta leave. It take me 2 hours to get
2
to
hours.
fucking Inglewood.
2 hours.
Not doing it
2 hours, no matter where you're going, you
Nope.
have to plan for 2 hours.
every single time. Can't do it. I would drive off a big bridge very slowly.
Okay.
It's at 20 miles an hour.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I get what you're saying. You're right. I don't. Now that you explained it, the way I do, a lot of times the way I get booked now, especially for comedy, is usually day of.
Day of or last minute. Hey, I gotta
Or
drop out.
Very last minute.
He ain't make
where
it there on time.
It's like suddenly we have to go to Hermosa Beach because Richard's like, "Hey, do you want to come tonight?" And I'm like, "You could have told me at 9 a.m."
That's a great example.
Yeah.
Rich will hit you up. Hey, I gotta drop out.
Yeah.
It's 6:30.
Yeah.
Need you to get to Hermosa.
Yeah, you're not. I'm not
Not
making
happening.
it. Yeah. Okay.
And that's a
We
club
gotta
you want.
do the
That's a
house.
club you want to get into.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. And guess what? Listen, because and again, I'm not trying to toot our own horns, but we are very skilled comedians,
Right.
and we can drop in a city for a month and do some really good shows and make some solid money and just build those connections every month. So yeah,
Great.
so we can do that.
Not even just that. If you're there for a month and you're a comedian that's essentially headlining, what I'm learning now, you don't have to stay in the big cities anymore. There's a lot of comedian friends that I know that they moved out of LA and they moved to like Connecticut. They moved somewhere else that's not the big city or the big comedy state or whatever the case may be. And they just be like, look, my house is $250. It's I got a 6-bedroom and I can just go to the airport now from here.
We can go to the airport. 1, 2, you can Have shows there and fly your friends out.
Yeah.
And you can really, especially if you're in like a place that doesn't have a comedy club,
Right.
rent out a venue, get a decent DJ, right? Tell them bring their own drinks, bring their own food, who cares? And then have a good time. And do that twice a month.
And after a few months, you're going to be so on point with how to do that in every city you go to.
Yeah.
That as soon as you touch down, you're already getting like boom. You touch down in Billings, Montana. You're like boom, let's get it. I'm hitting here.
Yeah.
Let's go to these spots. And now you're building a fan base nationwide.
Yeah,
like you said.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we got to do the house. That was our constant choice.
Constant.
Let us continue. Would you rather have shoes that make a squeaky toy sound every time you take a step, or gloves that turn everything you touch into a different color?
I think about that episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm with when Larry David he bought these new shoes and they kept squeaking everywhere he went. It's annoying.
Yeah.
But I don't like.
That happens with leather shoes a lot.
Yeah.
Leather boots will squeak because you're trying to break them in.
Right. And they'll squeak for probably sometimes even a month or two, maybe a little longer, depending how much you wear them. The shoes, bro. Everything I touch. Well, everything.
Everything you touch.
And I can't pick the color?
No.
Damn. Now, what if I tell my wife to turn into a white woman?
Exactly.
I can't.
We can't
Hey,
do that.
White women,
can't
y'all
do that.
cool, but I can't be out here with no.
I wrote the question, and as soon as I read it to myself, I was like, I don't even want I'll take the glove, but I'm married.
Yeah.
That's the only downside where you genuinely can't, because we're just talking about our wives, the people.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about my wife's stuff.
Right.
Where it's like, grab my purse, cool, boom. I don't have any like protection.
Yeah.
So I can't like grab it with my elbow. I forget, and suddenly the purse that's supposed to match her outfit don't match her outfit no more.
And it turns into the worst color because you can't pick the color either, right?
Can't pick the color.
Booger green.
So now we're sitting there. I keep having to touch the thing because we're waiting for the color to come back.
Yeah.
And it doesn't come back.
So you can keep touching something and it'll just keep changing.
Yeah. Every time you touch something. Yeah, into a different color.
Squeaky, I've done squeaky shoes before, so that's a scenario that I've lived in.
But that wouldn't. But eventually the squeak goes away. This squeak never goes away.
Understandable, but I think for me, it'll start to get more annoying for people around me.
Exactly.
At a certain point in time, I'm not gonna give a fuck about you.
Yeah, you're right.
Like at a certain point in time,
right. We're in our 30s.
Yeah. I'll be 40 in 2
Yeah.
years at this point. I don't give a shit what you think. So it's
Yeah.
like, at that particular point in time, even when I'm on stage, either if I feel like it's that annoying, I'll just sit on the stool for the majority of my show. Stool comedy works, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Does.
So yeah, I mean it'll be annoying more to the outside people. I just feel like the color thing, it would be funny to mix it up in the bedroom with your wife, right? And we're like, let me a little brown, little little green, little alien looking bitch. Like,
That's so hilarious.
so
yeah.
that would be the route anyways that I feel like if I was, that would be the fun part of it. But
Yeah.
other than that, like you said, I grab my sneakers. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
and if we're going off the actual color wheel, there's endless colors.
There's too many colors.
Yeah.
There's too many. There's every 2 years, there's a new wedding color
Yeah.
that people make up, and it's weird. But there's too many colors. There's
See?
too many colors.
If you get good with it though, here's the thing. If you get good with it, like you can do some slick shit. You be like, man. If you was single out here, you be like, turn the eyes blue real quick. Touch your eyeballs. It might hurt a little bit, but you turn your eyeballs green or blue or whatever the case may be. Now you gotta get some more hoes. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
That's where my mentality
They're gonna be like, is that your real eye color? Yes.
it is.
Your eyes are.
Gold? Man?
Yeah, exactly. Your eyes are gold. Yeah. Look, come close. Look at this. No contact.
See?
Yeah, that's true.
So
all right, that's fair.
It can work in your favor.
If we were single. We will be single if we change our wife's stuff so many times. It's over.
Yeah, there's going
It's
to be
over.
violence.
Would you rather live in a world where it rains chocolate syrup or one where snow is actually cotton candy?
Okay. Are we? So does it have to snow? Because California doesn't snow like that unless you go to certain areas.
Wherever it snows and wherever it rains. So technically, we live in Los Angeles. It's not gonna. it's not going to affect us too much. So, but we do travel.
But we we get rain.
And we get rain.
Yeah.
And we get rain come a couple months of the year. It'll rain consecutively and it will flood. Are we okay with it flooding chocolate syrup? At the same time, there are places, I haven't been to New York yet, but sooner or later I'm going to travel during the wintertime and it might be snowing. Am I okay with it if the snow is cotton candy?
I would be. I think it'll be interesting because, I mean, I'm now looking at it from a travel standpoint, like you said. If it's snowing, that's kind of dangerous with cotton candy, I guess. Things can get caught up in your, whether the propellers or whatever the case may be. But I feel like chocolate syrup is too dangerous. It's going to make things more slippery, more sticky after a while.
Yeah.
And it might be cool at first, but it's raining chocolate. And so you're eating, you're sticking your tongue out. But
are you from LA?
Yeah, I'm from LA, but then my parents are from New York. So I lived in New York for a little bit when I was a kid.
So I can only speak for Houston.
Yeah.
Sometimes in Houston, in the summertime especially, it'll rain and it will still be hot outside. Like it'll still be scorching hot. Yeah. So if it rains chocolate syrup and then immediately after it's still hot, that's not good. That can't be good.
So it doesn't snow.
Or a hurricane. A hurricane of chocolate syrup.
Oh shit. And
or a blizzard of cotton candy. Which one's more dangerous? I don't know. I think the chocolate syrup is more dangerous than the cotton candy. Only because I can only think of the consistency of constant chocolate syrup. I can't think of the consistency of cotton candy, but I'm pretty sure it'll eventually, if it's like snow, right, enough of it will weigh down.
Well, here's the thing about cotton candy. When you wet it, it goes away anyways. It essentially evaporates.
Yeah.
So worst case scenario, if shit is hitting the fan for real with cotton candy, they'll have probably things in place, whether it's a big time water hose, something to spray it to where it knocks it all down.
Yeah.
And to where you don't have to deal with it like that much. Now it's going to be probably sticky, of course.
Yeah.
But that'd probably be easy cleanup. You're dealing with chocolate syrup, you're going to get roaches. You're going to get bugs.
Yeah.
You're going to get
I just realized that.
Yeah.
Cotton candy. I go with cotton candy only because the cleanup is easier.
Right.
Like you said, just water. Chocolate syrup, you're going to need more than just water.
Right. I think if you would have asked me at 6 or 7, I might have picked chocolate first because I was in love with chocolate as a child.
Yes.
And I loved it more than cotton candy for sure. But as an adult, I'm like everything at this age is convenience, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
My life needs to maneuver what makes the shit easier.
What
for
is
me.
easier?
And
that's true.
Chocolate syrup rain just seems horrendous to deal with.
Yeah, that is true. So we're going with cotton candy. Now it is time for our segment. Something's gotta go.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
I'm gonna pose a couple man-made things, Keenan, and you tell me what can go and its legacy. So what time? What kind of time do we have? We're gonna do. We'll do both of them. We'll do both of them. Okay, so something's gotta go. 3 things: plastic, hearing aid, the smoke detector. What can go?
Ooh. Plastic is necessary.
Plastic is to an extent. We still have glass. Okay, glass technically isn't man-made. It's just sand that's heated up. So technically, I don't count that as man-made.
Okay.
Right? Because you can find old glass from like volcanic ash and stuff like that.
Okay.
Right? But plastic, you don't find plastic in nature. You find rubber in nature because rubber is just the sap of the wood or whatever, right? But you can't find plastic in nature. So can we live without plastic technically? Yes. Would everything get more expensive? Most likely. And that's the problem. Yeah. Plastic is cheap.
And I'm a cheap ass, so.
Yes. So do we need hearing? I'm not deaf, but I feel like sooner or later, someone in my family will like lose some kind of hearing.
I feel like the way we all listen to music as loud as we do, we're headed that way.
Yeah, that's true. Damn it.
Yeah,
okay.
I was listening to music loud as
especially
shit
like in the
car.
gym. I don't know why in the gym or when I'm working out. When I'm working out, I don't know why the music's just louder. than when I'm just relaxing.
Well, because you
don't
want to
know
be,
why.
especially if you're lifting heavy, you want to be intense. Probably,
Yeah.
you probably need a little. I go aggressive music in the gym when I'm lifting. So I mean, I need it louder. But to me, yeah, it'd be hearing aids just because right now I feel like I feel like everything else we kind of need more consistently.
Yeah.
And
Society needs, well, okay. Let me not say society needs plastic. We need plastics to stay affordable, right?
right,
We can't get rid of the smoke detector. That's a non-starter,
yeah,
right? People will die if they don't have smoke detectors.
right.
Right? I mean, you could like, smell, but
It might be too
a
late.
lot of times when you smell, it's way too late,
Yeah,
right? So, yeah, I guess hearing aid.
but plastic is also is necessary because doesn't it disintegrate after a few years anyways? Isn't
A
that
few? No. A few. What's wrong with you?
how many?
100.
Oh, 100 years.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Why do you think they're so? What? Were you serious just now?
I guess I meant certain, not like this bottle that I have right here, right?
No,
But
there is no such thing as a plastic that
disintegrates at all quickly.
at all quickly. No. Yeah.
Well,
They find mini plastic, like little tiny microbes of plastic. They're finding that in fish now. Like we're eating it.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Plastic isn't. No. Listen. I'm still choosing the hearing aid. I'm just saying that plastic is not good at all. If we were good people, then yes, plastic can go. But like we said, I don't like really paying a lot for. I'm a little cheap, and world's gonna end anyway. Who cares? I'm good. Let's get rid of hearing aids.
But you can't get rid of plastic anyway because you can't make hearing aids.
Ah,
So
that's true.
you actually need the plastic for this scenario because even with hearing aids, because only thing I'm thinking is like in the future they're going to probably make so you're saying there's no version of hearing aids that can ever exist. So not just the modern hearing aid. You're saying essentially no
From the very first hearing aid,
right to now.
starting with that and its legacy goes.
I'll get that out of here. I'm gonna fuck with
Right?
that.
So
Get
like
that out of here.
smoke detector, the very first smoke detector, right? Because now there's smoke detectors and CO2 detectors in one.
Yeah.
Right? So smoke detector came first, and then they realized, oh no, people will die from carbon monoxide too. So we gotta
Have them both.
have them both.
I worked at Home Depot,
Boom.
baby. I know.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I would say hearing aid.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
mean, at the end of the day, I had an asshole comment. But go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was
Speak your
gonna say,
truth.
It's only for the olds.
It's only for the old.
It's
You
only-
are a horrible person. There are people that are born.
Of course. What I'm saying most likely the majority, and I could be completely wrong. I'm obviously just
I
saying.
have actually
shit.
no idea.
Yeah, me
yeah,
neither.
but hey, man, when it's on here, it's true. Go ahead, speak your truth.
The olds are probably the majority.
Yeah, probably.
that have hearing aids.
Probably.
Right now, I do think our generation will start getting them younger than they got them.
Yes.
Because, like I said, the way we listen to our music, the way shit is just louder in general. I think now
Yes.
we're going to be in for a rude fucking awakening.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think our generation is gonna be a little healthier in some aspects, but then there are some our eyes are gonna be trash. Our
Hearing.
ears are going to be trash.
Yep.
Our knees are probably going to be worse than the other generation, only because we worked out so much more than the generation before us.
But even
and we run so much more.
But I would say the older generation, their jobs were working out, especially if you go.
Oh yeah, you're right. A lot of
ti-
blue collar jobs were
Yeah.
basically a full on workout.
When I worked at Home Depot, when I dealt with a lot of contractors, they were in better shape and stronger than a lot of people that worked out because the way they had to lift, and they're lifting constantly nonstop. So they're lifting for 8 to 10 to 12 hours.
Yeah,
whereas
it's a
you
full
do it
body workout every single day.
for at least a 10-hour shift.
Yes.
And I just think, are we going to even be healthier? Like even with the diets that we have, I'm like, I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent. But
No,
like,
go ahead.
But like even in that, like I was like, man, when my wife and I went vegan, a few years ago, and we went vegan for like 2 or 3 years, whatever it was. Forgot how many years it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Go ahead. I'm listening.
but no, we eventually when I started to do more research, I'm like, we're eating in a science experiment. Like this shit is like not even healthy for real. I'm eating a burger that's not even. it's made up. There's plastic in the burger. There's
wait. So I thought, because vegans will still eat fake meat.
for sure. Like that's how we were surviving.
I thought vegans were eating like
full plant based.
Full plant based.
That's plant based.
Oh,
There's a
I don't know
difference.
nothing about nothing.
Yeah, vegan.
Vegan just means no animal products. Plant based means plant based.
Strictly plant based, because
Yeah.
vegan means like I can't even say I was vegan. I guess I was more plant based ish because I was still wearing like leather, because like vegan means you
Yeah.
don't wear leather, none of that shit.
Your whole life you don't use anything from an animal.
Right?
Huh.
From what I know, anyways. And then plant based, you can still eat plant based burgers because there's ways to do it.
Yeah.
But these Beyonds, whatever it is,
Yeah.
it's like Impossibles. It's like that stuff might be actually worse for you
Yeah.
than a regular burger, depending on if you're getting like just regular ground beef from like an actual farmer's market, to where it's
Yeah.
like it doesn't have all the bullshit inside of it.
Yeah.
Because we started to do the research. It's like meat is bad, but it ain't that bad if you're getting clean cut meat.
Yeah.
Now, if you're getting the process, all the extra hormones and shit pumped in there,
Yeah.
that's why we're dying of cancer and we're getting killed. But like motherfuckers is eating pork until they were like 97 and never developed cancer because they were eating clean cut meat from the farm back in the
wow.
day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Damn.
So
So we need hearing aids or we don't need hearing aids? What are you saying? Because I think you just said we need hearing aids and to get rid of plastic. But we're keeping the plastic. We're getting
there's
rid of hearing
no
aids.
hearing aids without plastic. You can't get rid of plastic.
That is true. There's no hearing aids without plastic. I think if we didn't have plastic, we would figure out a way. But there's so many things that are essential to our lives now that I can think of that have plastic in them.
Right. We wouldn't.
Right.
You take away hearing aids now, that we're gonna be like, oh, that sucks for them.
Yeah, basically.
We're gonna keep
Also,
moving.
I think we'd find a way to figure out how to help people that are hard of hearing without hearing aids.
If you took away plastic today, like it just disappears immediately.
Yeah.
We would be in a panic for
Yeah.
probably a while.
Yeah, things would have to be made out of metal. Things would have to be made out of glass, and then a lot of times, and I'm just not realizing this, there's so many things that are made out of plastic because of heat, because it can absorb heat a little better than glass and metal.
Even from an infrastructure
Damn.
standpoint, you would have to. There's certain things that are even built in when it comes to machinery. I'm sure.
Yeah.
When it comes to things that in your house and the way you live, all that stuff would disappear. You would have to rebuild stuff. It would be horrendous.
That'd be bad.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, hearing aid it is. All right, that was Something's Gotta Go.
Get out of here. Get out.
Now, what time is it? It is time for our final choice. Keenan Baker, I will read out a scenario to you, and you tell me, what would you do?
Let's get it.
You run the Taj Mahal Club and accidentally booked two famous bands for the same night. Both bands want to play, but neither will go on the same stage as the other. What do you do? Two famous bands. Basically, they got beef. And they don't like each other. They want to play, but neither will go on the same stage as the other.
What do I do? All right. I mean, I guess I'll see how much the bread is first and be like, hey, man, look, we're paying you guys both a lot of money here to do this. If they're still like, no, I'm going. See, this is where the me comes out that might be people who don't know about me.
Okay.
I'm just going to have the people that I know, like the bodyguards there that I know, the people that are my security. I'm like, look, we paid you to be here. Now, either you do this job.
Hold on, because this sounds bad, but if you do one of these, all right, go ahead. Go ahead, speak to them.
So, look, this is the thing, man. We love both of you guys. You guys are both here. I understand you don't want to get on stage, but we already paid you to be here, so you have to do the job. Now, if you don't want to do the job, you see my man Dingo over there and Macho, they're going to make you do the job.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So either do it or I'll make you fucking do it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're paid.
That's true. That is, and you know what? I wouldn't do it like that because that sounds very dangerous.
Going to jail.
That sounds like someone would get hurt. But
It is what it is.
if you are paid, I would at first threaten legal action because a lot of times, especially for these bands,
I didn't think about that. That's good.
I didn't even. Oh, you did. You had. You
I didn't
had
go legal
That's fine.
action.
That's fine. That's fine. You immediately went to violence. That's perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. Understandable. I think a lot of times, especially now, for how long I've been a comedian like around 10 years.
Okay.
But so and it's all entertainment industry. What I know about booking bands, especially if it's a big band, a lot of them, they want a deposit. And a lot of them, there's a contract.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, the contracts are signed. This is how much we're getting. This is what time we're going on. This is blah, 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 boom, 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 boom.
Right.
So if they have the audacity to come to me and be like, well, I don't want that band. I don't want to I don't want to go on stage before that band or after that band. I'm just like, you have to.
Yeah.
There is no negotiation at this point, right? You should have put in your contract that you don't want.
You can't ever perform with this band.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Either before or after. Right? Because it's not like they're going on the same time. It's not battle of the bands or anything like that.
So what about in this scenario if they did have that in their contract, but you didn't read the contract?
Oh, then I don't know. I would disappear. I'd be one of those shady promoters. I would if that's the case and it's just a genuine mistake and it's my fault.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would hide. I would go to one. I would see which band I'm closer with.
Yeah.
Or which band manager I'm closer with.
Right.
Explain the situation and be like, listen, I'm going to put you guys in a hotel. Like everything's gonna be scheduled where I'm gonna put you guys in a hotel that's very close. As soon as this band's wrapping up, we're gonna have like an intermediate act where you guys can just come set up your stuff while this other, person, either a comedian or a magician, who cares, something different.
Yeah.
To where I can distract the audience for a good 20, 30 minutes. You guys can set up. You guys can still come to sound check. Your sound check's going to be a little like early in the morning, in, out, boom. But I'm going to maneuver my way to where one of the bands doesn't know the other is there.
So you're a better man than me. And
yeah, I wouldn't threaten violence.
I went straight to violence.
Yeah, you went
I
straight
didn't
to
look at
violence.
contracts.
You didn't even try to get a lawyer involved. You just went straight. Listen, I'm going to murder you if you don't.
No, I don't ever
this."
want to murder anybody.
Yeah,
but
you're not. But in your mind, you're like, this is a business to me, and right now you're messing up my business.
Because if this is like a literal like, hey, we don't have the choice to put somebody away for a day or two or even a few hours. It's literally like, y'all got to go on, bam, bam, like that,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, you're right.
If it's that type of scenario, I don't have time to do this. I don't have time
Yeah.
to think about that. It's
Yeah.
like, look, I'm gonna come at it as professional as I can up front.
Yeah.
But as soon as you're like, no, we ain't doing that shit. Fuck that. We ain't doing it. Like, look,
Okay,
man,
cool. That's why I hired security.
come in real quick.
Yeah.
Y'all already, like you said, the contract signed. You're already paid. You already got your money.
Yeah.
Are you giving me the money back? We're not giving you shit back. You're going to do the show.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to fuck up the show, that's a whole different ball game. If you want to like go on there and play some shitty songs,
Yeah,
whatever
that's
case
not
may
my
be,
problem.
you're going to get looked at crazy. You're going to
Yeah.
get booed. You're going to get shit thrown at you.
Exactly. Because and to your point, they're a big band, so
Right.
they can't afford the embarrassment.
Right. If
Right?
it's a
Especially in the age of cell phones,
Yeah.
it's over.
I guess I don't know how much longer you got, but
We don't have how much longer. Go ahead, continue. I'm gonna wrap you up soon, but go ahead.
Okay. In the case list, I don't know if you actually have a comedian that you hate, right? Because
Okay.
I don't really have one, but I just niggas that I don't fuck with. But there's
Yeah.
Right.
I don't hate anyone, but there are people that I just would rather not work with.
Right.
But if someone booked me on a show with them, I'm not gonna be like, well, I don't want to go on a show with them.
Yeah, if they already
Right?
got you some bread too,
Yeah,
like, y'all both
exactly.
getting paid a G or two or even $5,000 or whatever it is, you can be like, well, do I got to follow him or do I got to go before him? What I got to do?
Yeah.
If I got to go before him, I'm gonna try to crush him out.
Yeah, but to your
Or-
point, there are comedians that genuinely don't like each other.
Right.
So, and they would probably pull a little, I don't want to perform on a show with that person.
So in this scenario, there's a comedian that you don't like at
Okay.
all. Like you despise them. You can't be in the same room as them.
Okay.
You're in the same scenario as the band. How do you handle it? Do you be like, hey, in your mind, do you go, I'll just fucking do it? Or you be like, I'm not performing, or I got to go first because I can't. If I go first, I can leave and not even watch this guy perform.
I'd rather go first.
Okay.
I would go first and leave, and then in the future, I would ask who's on the show.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you wouldn't do what you said earlier, or we talked about earlier. Put it in the contract. I don't perform with such and such.
No, only because this sounds so shady. Only because I don't want that. I don't want a paper trail like that. Honestly, I just don't want a paper trail of who I like and who I don't like.
Kazeem will never perform.
Yeah, I don't want that because then that has to be filed away somewhere.
Right.
And I don't want all that. What I will do is just politely be like, "Who's on the show?" Okay, cool. If that person's on the show, I'm going first.
Yeah.
Right, I know you say you want me to headline. I have another show or something.
We do it all the time.
And I'll just ask to go first and I'll leave. Perfectly fine. And I've done that before where it's like, I don't really like any of y'all.
Yeah.
I want to go first and I go home.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine. So yeah, okay, that's what we would do. Guys, that is our episode. This has been Tough Choice with Kazeem. Rahman, you can find me online at Kazeem Comedy. That's Kazeem. Our audio engineer is QueezyLeo. You can find him online at Ayo Queez. Get at him for all your podcast, audio, visual, and editing needs. Keenan Baker, where can we find you? Where are you at?
Keenan Baker on everything. KEENAN Baker, BAKER on all platforms. Worst case scenario, I should pop up on all that just using that. If you got to add the comedy at the end, add the comedy, but most likely just Keenan Baker on all platforms. Also listen to Hey, I'm Just a Fan podcast. I just started a podcast. Kazeem was giving me some pointers and stuff like that, but follow that on all podcasting platforms. Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
And we'll put all of that in the show notes. And if you have a tough choice question or a would you rather if you have we're not editing this out, Queezy. Don't just leave it in the thing. It doesn't matter. It's the end credits. If you have a tough choice question or a moral dilemma or a what would you do you want us to talk about on the podcast, email toughchoice@outlook.com. That is toughchoice@outlook.com. I've been Kazeem Rahman. This has been Keenan Baker. You guys have been amazing. Tough choice with Kazeem Rahman. Would you rather? Tough choice. Only be able to wipe your tough choice by scooting around on the carpet. Tough choice.
What kind of carpet is it? If it's alpaca, give me the carpet.